Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 9th to the 15th. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Gemini, happy daylight savings. You got an extra hour a day in your new era, your new world. Remember, the old world, it's gone. It's gone. Okay? There's no Friendster in this new world. There's no Circuit City. There's no paper money. You're in the new world now. Thanks to the Great Reset, the Great Awakening, the Great Shift, also the Great Unknown. Sure. That happened on February 20th. And you are still acclimating in this new world. Okay? So you're going through your big moment, your big rebirth moment to this new you. Especially, remember, over the weekend, we had Venus conjunct Saturn. We had Mercury Cazimi. We had Mercury trine Jupiter. They're spilling over into this week. That's a lot. And remember, a couple aspects, but they're potent AF. And out of all the signs, guess who's going to feel a lot of what's happening here? Yeah. So buckle up. You're still going to be experiencing a lot of change, a lot of dramatic change this week. You're going to see it. Okay. And remember, you're a caterpillar, right? There are 4 stages to becoming a butterfly. You remember this from middle school. So you already went through the Saturn-Neptune conjunction last month. That was the cracking of the egg. So you're in stage 2 now. That's laying the groundwork. That's building your bridge to the new you as part of your spiritual growth. Of course, because we're in Pisces season. And sure, things may be a little bit confusing. Mercury is retrograde. You might feel like you're going in circles. Maybe you're, bumping into walls, which can feel a little strange while your consciousness expands. So don't resist the changes. Don't fight any setbacks. Take this time to reflect. Focus on you, your intuition, your pineal gland, your path forward. That's what this week is meant for. You're meant to reassess and review and rethink, especially your 10th house is so activated. That's where Mercury's retrograde. That's where the sun is. That's where Mars is. That's your 10th house of career. So a lot of question marks over your head when it comes to career. If you're not here for career, your reputation, the 10th house is very public facing. It's honors, it's achievements, it's ambition, it's your legacy. And so Mercury being your ruler, you and Virgo, Mercury rules Virgo as well, y'all are the ones that are most impacted by Mercury retrograde. So again, you will really feel this. So go within, take that time to reevaluate, reassess everything I said, especially 10th house activity, but it doesn't exclude, friends, lovers, jobs, your passions, all of that. What brings you joy? What feels right? Yeah. All this Pisces energy, heightened intuition. And stage 3, by the way, will be next week. It's the cluster of days around March 20th. The equinox, the new moon in Pisces. Remember, y'all getting something here in your, career-wise, or your profession, or even, again, your reputation, wherever you're putting your energy, where you want to be known for, right? It's also the time where all the planets go direct. So this week, you want to get to the point that you trust the bridge that you're building toward your new you is your foundation set. Is it stable? Is your heart fully invested? What's on the other side of the bridge? How badly do you want it? And how good will it feel when you get there? Okay. Stage 4, by the way, that's going to be April. That's when you got that full clarity. You've got this solid ambition, really amped up about your future goals. It is a green light. That's when we have the 7-planet stellium in Aries. You want to tell me the last time that happened? Never. And it's happening right around that new moon. Oh gosh, there's so much happening in April. Uranus moves into your sign for 7 years. That, the prison portal is really locking in by the time we get, so stage 4. Okay, that's got to be a big deal, and that's just a month away. That's your big butterfly, reveal, or is it whatever? Anyway, remember, your future self is watching you right now. Use this week for you. You've got Mars and Pisces. That's gonna, make you feel emotionally and spiritually driven, inspired, maybe with new goals. Remember, you also got Venus and Aries. You're going to feel extra passionate. You got a lot. You're going to be very social. You're going to be networking, maybe even a little rebellious. Yeah. Like you're going to want to bring dancing back to your, small town where it's been outlawed. But whatever it is, whatever you want, you won't take no for an answer, especially on Monday, March 9th, where you see Venus is going to sextile Pluto at 3 degrees. Now, we typically get this a couple times a year. We only get it once this year. Use it wisely, okay? Because Venus in Aries is I want this, I will get it. That's Venus in Aries, okay? And then Pluto in Aquarius says, oh, you want that? Sure. I'm going to burn everything down for you to have it. So there is intensity here. Really strong intensity. Pluto is power. Pluto is, has depth, and he transforms. Pluto is transformation. So Venus and Pluto, by the way, they both have to do with relationships, wealth, sex, and power. So this has intensity in those areas of your life. A lot of this is you just want, like you're just going to want. You're going to want. You're going to get. A lot of this is, very, again, spiritually driven for you. A lot of emphasis on, career and work, your daily activities, routines, also friendships could be involved here as well. Groups you belong to, organizations you belong to. But there is something here about like inner wisdom, like this really intense thing that you want moving forward, your path moving forward. It's all in the name of becoming wiser. There may be something here with publishing and travel as well. All right. This is a sextile. It's an opportunity for the taking. This also, by the way, this is your moment where you could completely rebrand yourself, especially through networking, through your community, your audience. I really love the fact that, Aries rules your 11th house, and then Pluto in Aquarius, right? Aquarius is the native ruler of the 11th. So you're really gonna be social. You're really gonna be networking. There's something here with your, again, friendships. There could be something here with your LinkedIn. You have so much career stuff. There could be something here with your audience. It's just people you connect with, and through technology as well. I mean, remember, Aquarius rules, technology. So there could be something here with dating apps. There could be something here with, investment apps, Robinhood or whatever it's called. Anyway, you're definitely going to be moving the needle forward, and you're going to feel magnetic, and you're going to feel empowered, like a hero or a villain, or both, maybe both. I mean, like Tom or Jerry. But remember, Venus is your desires, right? Pluto can take things to extremes. Just keep that in mind. Passion can burn deep with this aspect. It can be obsession. It can be jealousy, power struggles, manipulation. So use this energy, this aspect, for your better self. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I'm about to give you a couple plot twists. And if you are a cross watcher, if you do watch for your rising or your moon, or for your husband, Joe, or anybody, listen, if you know anybody, or again, if your rising or moon is a fixed sign, right? Like Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, you might want to sit down for this, because on the same day that Venus sextiles Pluto, the moon will be in Scorpio. Okay? We're talking about the first half of the day. And the moon in Scorpio, which already comes with intensity, will be opposite Uranus and Taurus. So, more fixed signs here, right? Here's the thing. Ancient astrologers, they didn't know about the outer planets, right? They only knew up to Saturn. They didn't have telescopes. And in modern dignity, Uranus is actually considered exalted in Scorpio. So in theory, with what's happening here, because the moon is exalted in Taurus, you do have mutual reception by exaltation with what's happening with the lunations here. I mean, this is pretty intense, because you have that emotional intensity of the Scorpio moon, which has to do with love and relationships and sex and power and money and building your wealth. But that Scorpio moon is going to be forced to work with the chaotic, unpredictable nature of Uranus and Taurus. And they're not seeing eye to eye. In fact, they're going to be going after each other, because the moon does not like being in Scorpio. Uranus does not like being in Taurus. But to throw another beautiful, complex twist to this, Venus, remember, Venus is sextile Pluto, right? Venus is the ruler of Taurus. Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio. What? So, yeah, the rulers of the signs, they're in this, harmonious relationship with this sextile, but they're also hosting this opposition. And so this is going to be a very intense day. Just letting you know. We'll talk about it more in the second spread. It is chaotic. Now, later that day, now we're looking at the second half of Monday. We will have a minor grand trine with the moon in Sagittarius and Venus in Aries and Pluto in Aquarius. All right? This is more your vibe, Gemini. This is more your vibe. You're going to love this. This is definitely going to be like, if you're not social, if you're not there's like text messages or whatever it is, yeah, you're just gonna, all right? This is a lot of fire and air, by the way. And this is very much your speed. There's going to be something here with relationships and the sense of freedom. But anyway, we'll talk about it in the second spread, where we talk about the lunations. Anyway, Tuesday, March 10th, Jupiter finally goes direct in Cancer, and this is going to be loud. This is going to be very loud, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, right? At his degree of exaltation, 15 degrees. What does that mean? Well, Jupiter exalted, he's in his best position. He does his best for you. At his degree of exaltation, that's the highest frequency he can go. And this is going to be all month. He's going to be at that 15 degree point all month, which is amazing. And a lot of you are going to feel this momentum right away on this day. Support, security, blessings, optimism in home and family, money. Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer rules your second house of money and career. Jupiter natively rules your 10th. So, from this point forward, you're going to start seeing more luck and good fortune and wisdom, protection, profit, increase. Jupiter expands, amplifies, and money, finances. It's your earning potential. That's the second house. It's also, there is this element of relationships. There's also the second house is like material possessions. You're gonna feel this, okay? So this is really, really great, and all amplified through your birthday season. Remember, March 20th is when all planets are direct and will be direct until May, your birthday season. So you will see things move. Speaking of seeing things move, well, speaking of that passion that you're going to be feeling starting on Monday, well, the moon in Sagittarius is gonna conjunct Antares, which is a fixed star, a royal star, but also square Mercury and Pisces this day. All right. And so the fact that the moon in Sagittarius squaring Mercury and Pisces, Jupiter being the ruler for Sagittarius and Pisces going direct this day, we'll talk about in the second spread. Again, just a lot of bonkers. Like if you're looking for a sign from the universe, this is it. And again, a lot more focus on relationships, especially in contracts. Yeah, maybe presented. Okay, especially with career. But anyway, Mars is going to conjunct the North Node, as you see, on Friday the 13th. And that tracks with this aspect. Because especially if you saw my last live stream, I'll leave it at the end of the video with Nick Dagan Best. Yeah, we talked about March. There's been some new things. So leave it at the end of the video. But remember, Mars, he's the god warrior. He's making you look destiny right in the eyes. He's saying, YOLO, do it. Go for it. Go for it. And you probably will. You're going to be taking action. There's something here that you're going to feel really inspired. You're going to feel, really driven when it comes to career, when it comes to your reputation, your legacy, all of that. Honors, social status. I mean, we're talking about the 10th house, right? Again, your reputation. Mars isn't just drive, he's courage. So this aspect is great. He's in the, spiritual waters of Pisces, connecting with the nodes of fate. So you're likely gonna take some action for your dreams, your calling, your life purpose, like a gladiator. Or you will see some fated events and circumstances unfold around this day. But it's still Mars. The god warrior, he can be aggressive. Okay, he's just a little wet, that's all. There can be some pressure. There could be urgency. There could be inflammation. There could be escalation. There could be not seeing eye to eye with others. Even, hidden enemies revealed. There could be a little bit of escapism. You might be reactive in circumstances. All right? You don't want to feel unhinged walking down your bridge on your path to enlightenment. This is a fated moment. Remember, actions have consequences. That's karma, right? And it's a karmic event. And as I said in your monthly forecast, karma literally means action in Sanskrit. So you really want to channel this energy with kindness, with compassion. It's still in Pisces, very spiritual. Yeah, self-love, have faith in yourself to be karmically rewarded. All right? There may be something here where you may discern something about your path needs change or adjustment. So just do, okay? Trust your intuition and do. The only person who doesn't make mistakes is a person who does nothing, all right? And I just say that because Mercury is retrograde, and sure, do, but trust your intuition. Don't try to force anything. There just may be some delays, but just keep wheels in motion. And remember, this is a 19-year cycle. If you want to think about what happened around April 24th, 2007, if you can think that far back, give it April 24th, just the end of April 2007, when it came to career or your reputation, or your legacy, or just an honor, award that you may have gotten, or achievement. Yeah, there may be something that echoes, because I actually went back and I looked at the chart. We had a mutable Grand Cross. You felt this strongly back then. Okay, we had two oppositions squaring each other, and Venus was actually in your sign. Jupiter was in Sagittarius, opposite, right? Opposite Venus in your sign. So there could have been something here with, obviously, like relationships, partnerships, contracts, but We're talking about in career. It's a big emphasis here, and it was intense. Everybody would have felt this, no matter the sign, but of course, immutable signs the most. So, and remember, the sky chart is very different now. So I'm just talking about those little echoes with the North Node. Something from that time also, because this is this karmic cycle, you could possibly clear now, like karmically or spiritually. But anyway, mutable signs. You, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and I'm throwing in Scorpio and Cancer, will feel this conjunction the most if you have any planets in any of the mutable signs, 6 to 10 degrees in your natal chart. Well, those planets are going to be aspected. You got something really faded happening here. All right. Now, Sunday, March 15th. Well, you've got Mercury conjunct Mars, 10 degrees in Pisces. Listen, here's another thing you can do. You can think about the last 2 weeks of October. Remember, we had that series of Mercury Mars conjunctions, which doesn't happen like as frequently as this. And so that was in Scorpio. So there was maybe something with colleagues, employees, contractors, bosses, interns. It was all work stuff. Yeah, the workplace. Or maybe even doctors, nurses, physical therapists, personal trainers, because that's also, it's your sixth house. Anyway, Mercury conjunct Mars is all about, it's like power of the mind. And again, in your 10th house of career, your reputation, there can be some heated exchanges. This is when people decide to weaponize words. This is also being a little too preachy. This is passive aggressive. This is, you could be accelerating your, illusions and fantasies, right? Or you can use the higher expression of this aspect and put your vision and your dreams in motion. Or this is also writing or speaking with, positive impact. This is when you have a conversation, when you leave a conversation saying, good talk. Yeah. This is also, remember, Mercury's retrograde. So you could be returning to projects or even relationships or, dreams or, career, profession, anything that you set aside. Yeah. Something coming back. This is also just having the courage to speak honestly. And with Mercury conjunct Mars, yeah, maybe direct, maybe blunt. We're rooting for you, okay? We're all rooting for you. You get that? So, Mercury being retrograde, miscommunication is still possible. So, with this aspect, just say what you mean and mean what you say. Diplomatically mutable signs, you, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, will feel this the most. And, 8 to 12 degrees. If you have any planets in any of those signs in your chart, you'll feel it. Ceres is going to move into Taurus. This is kind of a big deal. And I'm talking about Ceres, the dwarf planet, not Ceres Fields from Survivor 50. Yeah. Y'all watch that season premiere? 3-hour season premiere? I know. It should have been 4. Gosh. Can't get enough. Anyway, Ceres moving into Taurus. Listen, Ceres is Mama Bear. She's the harvest goddess, okay? Very much, linked to Virgo, but all about how you nurture yourself, how you give and receive care. This is all about nourishment and comfort. She's been in Aries for a while, and that was all about self-protection. It was like self-preservation. It was like survival. In Taurus, the focus moves to, your body, security, your resources, what's valuable to you. So there's got to be a big emphasis on diet and food because Taurus rules food. So this Ceres and Taurus really is all about like sustenance and digestion, detox. Am I eating healthy? What am I feeding my kids? What are my parents eating? Things like that. Remember, Ceres is like the grain goddess too. So wheat and gluten and food intolerances. Those may be big themes until your birthday season. She'll be here for a couple months, but Taurus, remember, rules your 12. So a lot of this is going to be like eating habits that are like deeply rooted subconsciously. But either way, we'll talk more about this in the second spread. And even more when we actually get the first aspect with Ceres, which will be the end of March. And that will be with Pluto. This is going to be very spiritual for you. Anyway, let's see what's going on for you, Gemini. Yeah, March 9th to the 15th, big week for you. You know it. You know it. Big stuff, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, you listen. This is yeah. It's gonna be a week. It's gonna be a week. I do a traditional cult cross spread. Yeah, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading, and yeah, we'll pull clarifiers if we need to. Yeah. But it really is like this. This is going to be a really big week about your career path and maybe some adjustments, maybe some pivots, but also maybe some really big moments that seal the deal. It's a big week for you. It's a really big week for you. So anyway, let's get started. Gemini, let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Okay. Great. Goodness. You're good. You're really good. Yeah. You're okay. Yeah, I'll give you I'm gonna give you who you want. I'll give you Ted Lasso. You got the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. Very interesting. Something's not enough for you. And that's, why you're having a week like this. The other thing is, as you move into this week, there does feel like a little bit of conflicted energy. And again, a lot of this has to do, you've got such strong emphasis on your 10th house, your second house, your 11th house. So money, career, big themes for you. And then you see that here with the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the other thing about it, yes, this is Pentacles. So money, earning money, wealth, but it's more about investments, like what you've invested in up until this point. Like, are you satisfied? Are you happy with it? I mean, you may be questioning things. Remember, Mercury retrograde, you're reassessing a lot of, matters with money, career as well as even relationships with the moon in Sagittarius. But either way, have your moment, reassess, okay? This is where I don't mind with the Seven of Pentacles coming up, where the Seven of Pentacles is, because, yeah, take that time to reflect. Think about the past. The past is going to come to you, too. Remember, Mercury really affects you when Mercury goes retrograde, but you want to use it to your advantage. So have that time to reflect, because you have the High Priestess in the heart of your spread, which is a great thing, especially because you do have Uranus that's going to be active, okay? And will continue to be, especially next week. Uranus is in Taurus. That is her 12th house. That is the subconscious. She is a guardian of the subconscious. But the 12th house, you are in Pisces season. And you have Mars in Pisces. That's going to, bring things up too with Mercury. So what does that even mean? The lower expressions of the 12th house, which is Pisces home, which is why I bring that up, is self-sabotage, is hidden enemies, is like not facing your fears. It's like all of that. And so there may be something here where all you need to do is connect with your intuition. That's all you have to do. There may be a little bit of like going deep. There may be a little bit of that, okay, that deep introspection Those answers are within you, but also there may be a little bit of shadow work too. Just letting you know. All right. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Uh. So just there's something here. Something's missing. You're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel like something's missing. Something's not right. But again, don't get like all riled up because Mercury's retrograde, and remember Mercury is still the trickster, right? So, and your ruler. But anyway, there's maybe something this week that you also might not be able to see. That's half Mercury retrograde. That's half you having to go really deep to find those answers within you, because you also have the Magician in your challenge area. And so again, this is just screaming like delays. I'm ready to manifest. Like what is Mercury's retrograde? The Magician is attributed to the planet Mercury. And so there is, again, write it out. Write out the Mercury retrograde. It'll be over next week. You're going to be happy you did, because again, when you reassess, when you reevaluate things, you're going to get those answers. And a lot of it, that clarity that I was talking about, like when Mercury goes direct March 20th, oh, you're going to be, you're all set. But there's still some things that you have to, there's some things that are possibly missing. All right. Maybe bits and pieces. Maybe you don't know the answers for certain things. Maybe you're not getting answers that you need. I've talked about divine timing. There is going to be a reason why, right? And you always see that. You always see that when things work out the way they work out. The other thing is, it does feel like for some of y'all, don't lose any inspiration. Don't lose any. This is, again, it's a great week, but like I said, these aspects are potent. It's how you use it. So just don't lose any inspiration. You still have to believe in yourself. All of that, okay? Even if there is something that you're like, I can't believe this has gone sideways, and then this went sideways. What is going on? It's just Mercury retrograde. Things are gonna. So don't lose that hope and inspiration with a Magician in your challenge area. Now the other thing is you have the Knight of Pentacles. Great, you're in it to win it. This is the Knight of Pentacles, who is all about building that bridge, right? This is the slowest knight, but nonetheless a knight, who all have a purpose. They all, knights are action. And this is someone who does everything slow and steady. He's very patient. And so I like that. I love that you have the Knight of Pentacles, because it shows that you are invested in building this future. Yeah. Money, wealth, relationships, everything, anything you want. He's sown his seeds. He's gonna reap his rewards. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. This is in it for the long haul. And so this is someone who's very diligent, very, devoted, and patient. And you also have the Two of Wands in the root of your spread. So it does seem like with the Two of Wands, that does feel like there is something here. Something's missing. Figuring it out. But don't stay there. Yeah. Even though, you've got some really strong aspects that you're working with. And even though Mercury is retrograde, where you are reassessing, it doesn't mean that you stop everything. You can still move the needle forward. You can still have wheels in motion. And so there is a little bit of pause, which is good. You need that this week, but don't get stuck. That's all it is. All right. But it still has a little bit to do with like holding on. It almost feels like you may be holding on to something that you need to let go still. Okay. And you got Justice in your future. I love that. You got Justice. Highly associated with karma. So just what's playing out here, it just feels really good. There's something here that it's like you're going to be karmically rewarded, which what I said earlier. There's something here where it's almost like, again, something in your future. There's got to be something like a contract agreement sealing the deal, something official, something officiated. Really nice. And justice really is all about wisdom. All right. There's also this sense of like, like with even with that high priestess, like this soul contract, but whatever's missing, it just feels like it's revealed, and it feels like there's this knowledge gained. And again, actions have consequences, but equally so, inaction have consequences too. So you really want to continue to take that action. You'll be rewarded. You're really good. This is really great. Anyway, y'all are amazing, Gemini. Thanks so much for being you. Oh, and if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments, all of that. But tell me what's going on. This is definitely going to be a lot, especially with the lunations this week. There is going to be this almost like this hyper focus when you also throw in what's happening planetary wise, hyper focus on this big change with love, money, and partnerships. Still like really big themes, but careers are really there. Your future right there. All right, let's yeah. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. Listen, you've got the King of Wands, amazing, love it. He is the entrepreneur. This is like epitome of passion. This is like the sum of all your passions. Wands have the spirit of fire, and so he is like the most passionate king. He loves what he does, but he also worked really hard to get to where he's at. He put in a lot of effort. He's not sitting here from succession or like lineage. No, he worked hard, and so it's like worth it more when you earn that spot, when you earn that seat in that throne. And so, yeah, I mean, again, it's just saying, again, don't lose that inspiration. Don't lose that. Like, that's where you're going to be. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get, right? This is the passion that I was talking about with the wands. Wands are like this life force. It's that fire within you. Feel it. Feel it. He's really, also, transformation is like such a big thing for you. And in general, you're going through a lot of changes this week. And he is, you even see the Ouroboros like in his throne. Yeah. Anyway, you have the Ten of Swords in your external factors area. I think that's really great. 10 is the end. 10 is the end. So there could have been a lot this week. There could be a lot of things that have been taking up so much headspace, and it's time to just. And sure, it is the Ten of Swords. It's the card of New Dawn. That sun is coming out. But this is saying whatever that you go through this week, whatever happens, it may be the hard way. Sure. He's not like dancing on a, table at, in St. Bart's. No. He's got a lot of swords in his back. So just keep that in mind. There may be something, a truth that you hear, maybe something that was a very revelatory. Maybe there was something that you had to disclose. It was like, oh my gosh, this was. But again, his hand gesture, if you take a look, is same as the Hierophant. Love that. Blessing in disguise, highly karmic. What's happening here? Yeah. And again, you got Mars on the North Node. So, of course, this is your card too. This is all about learning some lesson. Okay? But again, you'll be rewarded, karmically rewarded. The other thing is, it does feel like honestly relief, but it does feel like there may be someone else involved here. And it's almost like they have this new insight about your relationship as well. You have the Three of Pentacles. Great. That's what you want. You want this it's almost like you want this new beginning, this new start. Um, Working with others, the Three of Pentacles, but also like working with each other to have this successful path moving forward. Yeah. Whatever you're building, it's right here. You even see the pentacles in the structure of the building here. I love it. That's great. And so move in that direction. And it seems like you will. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is your card too. So I love that. Just remember the Knight of Swords, very stimulating. A lot going on up here, but in a way where you're just like, get it done, but also a little bit of like seeking your truth as well. Swords ultimately, they're all about truth. I mean, communication, yes. Things going on up here, yes, of course. Upstairs, but remember you even see the fire under his feet. But remember what I said with Mercury conjunct Mars, okay? This is, and even like Mercury retrograde. So he is a little bit impulsive. He is a little heated. He's got a lot of passion. He's got things to say. So just be very mindful of that. All right? The conversations that you have, even things that are happening upstairs, the thoughts that you have, and the way that it might come out, right? Mercury retrograde can cause a lot of confusion, and it can be a lot of miscommunication as well. And again, with Mars really active this week, really active this week, like you could be really reactive as well. But I love that. It seems like there is some news that you're running with. There's something that you're really excited about. Something, if it really does feel like something that you want to tell. Okay. And so really, really love that. It could be also something that you hear, something told to you, whatever it is. I love it because it is your card. You know how to handle you, right? So really great. Knights are mutable. Swords are air. You're the mutable air sign. You're good. You're actually really good. But again, there may be something that feels missing this week. It's up to you to figure out what it is without losing any inspiration and continuing to move forward. There's got to be something here. I mean, again, justice in your future. Amazing. You're really good. You're great. There could be something revealed. Knight of Swords. It just feels like something is setting you free. You're good, Gemini. Next week we will it's the week, right? It's the week with a new moon, equinox, all planets direct. Big week. New moon in Pisces, sun sex. You know what's happening. And the bonus spread, the second spread. Yeah, the other half of your forecast, we'll look at, Antares, the lunations, the rare double link reception on Monday. That's bonkers. The minor grand trine that's happening. But anyway, we're going to use the Tempest deck. And as always, looking for if any of the cards that come up overlap any of these, you really want to pay. That's the wink from the universe. So, tier 3 members, really good and legendary members, thank you for being members. You know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. If you like this reading, it'd be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. Gemini, tell me what is going on. This, honestly, it does feel like there's a buildup, for next week. Big new moon. All right, Gemini, y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.